Hello everybody, welcome back for Endwalker. So let's continue on the full report. Warts and all. Warts, really. Enveld was headed westward along the path outside the Archeon. Come, we can still catch him. Off we go. Oh. You know what? Screw it. Ah! Quickest way between 2 points is a straight line, right? Pateron. Ishtola. Hold on a moment, I have an idea. If memory serves, the colossal wall-like structure is Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, with which one could access the upper and lower level tiers. If I were an agent of the forum, which would make for a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erenvel in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads. Goodness! She toaded us! What the hell? Unaccustomed to transfiguration? Worry not, it'll wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenvel. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. What am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me? In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. Which reminds me, where are the creatures hereabouts in the form? In that form, you are essentially defenseless. You have been changed to a toad. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with quest objectives. You will return from your transfigured status if you move too far away. Look to your map for the transfiguration's area of effect. Speak with Yashola to restore or prolong the transfiguration. Oh dear God. Okay. Ribbit. Alfie Toad and Alley Toad are accompanying you. Okay. Ribbity, rip, hippity, hoppity, hop, hop, hop. Careful of the big giant frogs. Ribbit. Abitob attempts and fails to shake his head, but you nonetheless understand what he's trying. He's telling you this is the wrong way. Alice turns face to the north, suggests you cross the bridge. Gotta go up there. God, this is weird. Ribbity, ribbity, rib, rib, rib. Hippity, hoppity, hop, hop, hop. Let's go. All these frogs. It better be voiced.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Charlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Charlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
He knows.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Ehrenfeld is an expert in frogs. I suppose we should have known. A gleamer who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps, we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle. This monumentous duty of the forum agent mentioned. Charlian has been called into action, and the Telepheroi Declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it sufficient import to disrupt all Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eos's request for aid. So yeah, maybe I'm right. And because the end of the world is happening, Charlene is putting into plan a way to save the world, aka Vault-Tec. Trying to save as much as they can with little that they, I mean as quick as they can. So they're building an ark. Ooh. Am I going to the forum? What duty could warrant such direct involvement of the forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we have just heard, none of the Gleamers were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing anew by pressing them further. We should head back to Y'shtola and Cryle for the moment, see what they think of all this. So let's head back. At least the music is good. I'll say that. How you doing, Coda? Welcome back. I trust you found Ehrenville then. More like you found us. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply confirmation that no one knows much of anything. We should share this with Cryo, then discuss how we like to proceed. Assuming that we find her back at the farm, she was behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey more distant areas, just in case she decided to wander. Hip hip hoppity hippity hop, don't stop rockin'. I don't know. Oh, we're going this way. How do I get up there? Okay, it looks like I go this this way around an end. Okay, if this is where we came in... Okay, yeah, this is the area. Sorry. Which would mean up. Ah, there she is. Hail.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting.
Oh, thank you.
She said you would need it for the journey ahead. Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you.
That is creepy.
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. And another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower, walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That blue will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
Was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
What? Oh, it's Daddy.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
It is not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
He?
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Wait. Okay.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
I'm a god slayer. What do these guys have to do with trying to stop me?
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large.
Kryle's hood's down.
Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
Uh-oh, did you piss off Kryle?
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age-long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos, Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
What?
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle?
No.
We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuner, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshame. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? Now, if we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
We will have order! Master Montaigne raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Charlian. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand.
I don't see many hands.
I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
There's a Vera on the forum. Oh, how the lore has shattered. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city. And our endless investigations have been not in vain. We now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. With our freedoms so sorely curtailed, however, we would struggle to learn aught more of the substance here in Charlian. So are we going to head to the ethereal sea now? The overall picture has grown clearer. Yes, but that's in spite of the Forum's... Oh, god dang it. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival, come what may, is his father's work so vital that it takes precedent over his own family? Alphino, Alize, it is you. When I heard that you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so very glad they allowed you to stay. Is that Mom? Mother! It's Mama. Amelise Levier, at your service. And if you find people must be the signs of the seventh dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Wow, you are nothing like your husband. Mother, please. We do not wish to make things more difficult for you. If word reaches Father that you were here... Oh, bother that. Am I being chastised for speaking to my own children? I am well aware that you and Master... whatever his name is, are not on the best of terms at the moment. But I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The tidings couldn't be better. As matters stands, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go, visit your home. We'll be back at the Annex when you're ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure... Hidden, what do you think? Hidden! The Hidden Flame? What a splendid day this turned out to be, Champion Orissia. I insist that you join us. Okay. Sure. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but But should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants would be made to suffer the consequences. Hidden, would you be so kind to escort my children to the estate? She doesn't take no for an answer, does she? And there she goes, with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. It's like, hi, Mom. Wait, okay. Okay, we'll come. Okay, Mom, stop. I'm sorry, my mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I'm glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What do you say, Hidden? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit home? Fine, if we're going, then let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking in our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room is always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has their things they'd rather keep to themselves, do they? Cherished mentions you couldn't bring yourself to throw away. Childhood toys. I mean, never mind. Liviera Estate is that way. Straight down the stairs. Come on. Yes. I think I remember where it was. There. As children, Alphino and I would wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the rail to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at the exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Uh-oh. When Alize and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling through different continents, different worlds even. You're not gonna tell me? Really? Oh, did you fall in? Oh, there's a... I want the aetherite. Ooh, there's a spot there. Might as well go take a peek. The Liviera Estate. Ah, yes. This is where I first practiced magic on an actual person. Alice had fallen, you see, and scraped her knee quite badly, so I tried casting a simple restorative spell that I had just learned. How she smiled when the wound closed, the joy and relief. That was, I believe, the very moment I chose the healing arts as my main subject of my studies. Aww. We used to come here all the time with grandfather. In summer, I would dip my hands and feet into the fountain and splash about. Not Alphino, though. Even back then, he wasn't very fond of playing in water. He'd make any excuse to avoid it. Which would explain how I came to swim like an unk and he sunk like a stone. Okay. Let's go into the estate. God, this place is huge. I don't understand why people have these kind of places. Ah, you're here at last. Please, do come in. This isn't going to end well. It will not end well at all.
Welcome home, my lady.
Interesting set of people.
What? What are you gawping at?
Oh, wow. Scion headquarters must seem squalid indeed.
I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
Is this where they get their new digs? And Alize finally gets out of that old, drudgy outfit that she's had since freaking Heaven's Ward.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures.
Actually, both of them have had their outfits since then.
I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying.
I have that
Yes,
outfit.
some other worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. 'Tis clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Well, they kind of stalked me for the first half of the game.
It is plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
I killed gods for a living. Yeah, Alphino is still in his Crystal Braves outfit. Ah, there it is.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
A new weapon too.
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
exactly what I would have chosen.
Well,
But
she is a red
please,
mage.
Tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
He's...
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
He actually looks pretty good.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
Oh, there they are.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
Sage Stone? Yep.
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
So ask for forgiveness, not permission.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Okay, so let's go talk to Alphino. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us. These gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Do I have a... Oh, this is nice. Cool. I like this. Yeah, that is so helpful. They should have that at the beginning. Yeah, that's the 5 world theme. It's either 3 or 5. Enjoyed your time with the Oliviers, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their outfits tell me the tale. I only hope we can help them reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge closer to the secret of the Forum, strides to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Heidelin is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once you've scouted the situation in Thavenar, we'll be well equipped to plot our next move. Okay. I'm gonna join the boys this time. We will do that next time, guys. So thank you for watching. And yeah, we're gonna go hang out with the guys next time. Till then, see ya.